Welcome back to Horror TV. I'm in the studio with Gloria Young of Ghost Trackers, based in Santa Clara, California. It's good to see you here today. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you.
So, can you tell us about your business, how you got started in ghost tracking?
Well, we began as a group of people who went out into a cemetery with water balloons and flashlights late at night and decided to thrill each other by scaring each other. And we did this for a little while, and then after a while we kind of evolved into becoming more interested in what's really out there, you know, under the headstones, and just getting a little bit more on the morbid side. And finally, we noticed that there was the internet that came into view, and we were able to look at other sites, very few, but other sites. And we decided to go further into it, and we've since evolved tremendously. We've had members come and go. We've become more and more scientific with methodologies, equipment, that type of thing. And we've also added the Center for Parapsychical Research, which is doing research on psychics, mediums, and sensitives, and their correlation with the turbulence in the environment.
So, like so many of us who do the things we do, you started out younger as just this is fun, and realized there's more to it than that.
There's a lot more to it than that.
So, having done this for a number of years, you've probably seen some pretty scary or off-the-wall things. Can you tell me a good story?
One of the best ones was when we happened to be in a house in Clovis, California, well known on the internet for those that don't know. And we happened to be in the basement, one of the more haunted parts of the house, when this black mist came out of the basement. There were four of us standing there. It kind of went like this and went away. And since we had to pick up our jaws from from the floor because we all saw this.
Behind my chair.
That was one of the better places that we had been, short of, you know, having to travel someplace to go for an investigation. That was one of the better investigations. We had people getting shoved that night. We had people getting their hair tugged, their shirts pulled. Lots of things were going on, flashes in the corners of the walls, things like that. Just a lot of fun.
It was fun and scary, I'm sure. There were some wet drawers that night. What do you bring along? What's in the briefcase that you carry in? I imagine you don't have the big zapper on your back.
Now, if I did, I'd really like that. Actually, it's suitcases. We carry quite a bit of equipment. We have EMF detectors, Geiger counters. We have ion counters.
Radioactive ghosts?
Radiation is something that detects paranormal activity under certain circumstances. Barometric pressure counters, thermal cameras, any type of camera we can have, still digital, 35 millimeter camcorders, digital audio recording equipment. We also have DVRs. We have 2 DVRs with 4 cameras apiece to be able to...
How much does all of this stuff cost?
Lots and lots.
That's incredible! So, assuming that anyone had the money to do this, what advice would you give?
It's not a matter of money. If you want to be a ghost hunter, anybody can do it under the simplest of circumstances. You don't have to have a cemetery. You don't have to have much. You can go to some place you believe may be haunted or may not even be haunted. You can start an EVP session, which is electronic voice phenomenon, or voices of the dead. You can go out there with your equipment. We have other types of equipment, metaphysical equipment that we use, which is like dowsing rods. Some people use crystals for certain things. There's lots of different tools you can use depending on which side you're using, and just go out there and record a voice. You know,
it's great.
It is great.
Thank you so very much for coming out. It has been a pleasure. If you would please tell us what your website is.
You can find us at www.ghost-trackers.org.
www.ghost-trackers.org.